Instead you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song.
Welcome to Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged with your host, Brain Fitzpatrick. Wheeling the Pathways of Life Unplugged is a snapshot of the day-to-day experiences of disabled individuals as they navigate the world around us. We wish to shed light and open your eyes on a new perspective of people with disabilities. And by going unplugged, we can discuss viewpoints we hope will challenge our viewers' points of view. Most of us have disabilities we must live with, but what defines us is the way we deal with them. And now, here's your host, Brain Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brain Fitzpatrick coming to you live from the facilities of Pittsburgh Community Television. And this is being broadcast also on Facebook and YouTube. Unfortunately, schedules got messed up on my guest that was coming on today, so I had to real quickly change links today. Again, I pretty much have decided that I won't promise you anything until the day of, because that's not, something happens and it doesn't happen, but it's gonna be interesting. Some of the topics that I have lined up today is gonna be interesting. One of the topics that I believe that will interest you is my opinion on some safety issues. Okay? And my opinion on one particular safety issue in particular is fire safety. I believe in residential homes that involve handicapped people. There should be some kind of fire alarm system. Now, some people may say, you got fire, you've got smoke detectors. Okay? Yes, we've got smoke detectors, but if we're alone, like I am, I live alone, and sometimes there's nobody there. I believe, especially for disabled people, that there should be some tied to the fire department with the fire alarm system. It should not be just smoke detectors, it should be tied to the fire alarm system. It should be tied to the fire department somehow, so they're aware that something's going on. Now, with that, you do play with schools. What about disabled people in residential houses. Now, some people would say we do fire drills in residential houses. The fire department does do residential houses that are group homes, but they don't do individual houses with handicapped people. I think what I'm thinking is not everybody needs that, but people need to be aware they should be contacting the fire department or the emergency management place to set up their own appointments for that, if they would like it, because, like me, I'm not necessarily in a residential facility, quote unquote, but I'm on my own. So I think reminding people that the proper, that the emergency facilities need to know you're there. Need to know there is a special needs. There are special needs in the house or in wherever you are, because every second counts to every situation. Now, one of the things that I like to also bring up is, because I keep having discussions about this periodically with people, and I choose to do something a little different than everybody else as far as evacuations. If I'm in bed, I don't evacuate. Meaning, in my opinion and other people's opinions, it would take too long and maybe too stiff for them to carry me out of a building. Now, there keeps being this discussion. You just wanna be in. You just wanna be in the fire. No, that's not the case. I'm doing it because, as much as I hate to say it, it's better for one person to be in an emergency situation. If push comes to shove, it's better for one person to be killed than many people to be killed. All right? It is not a pleasure situation to be. It is not an easy decision to have to happen, but what is easy is what is morally easy for me is not more easy for everybody else. And I believe, should something happen to me, I don't want to have anything happen to me while I worry about what's going on with somebody else. I'd like to know, before something does happen, that everybody else is okay. So, I feel as though that is the best way for me. What is happening is that people are more concerned about, we can get you out of here. You may be able to get me out of here. You may be able to get me out of the situation, but it is a safe situation for me to get out of. Now, there are pieces of equipment that can make it safer for me to be put in a position where it lessen the chances of anything happening. And one of the pieces of equipment is coming soon, and the piece of equipment that I am going to be getting does have a heat sensor on it, so that the people that are monitoring the system will have knowledge of there's a heat problem in the house, so they can automatically call the authorities. And I'll explain more about that when I get the piece of equipment. We can never, quote unquote, anticipate every situation at all times. I believe if we worry about every situation, we're not going to be living life to the fullest. And at the end of the day, if things happen, in my opinion, and this is not the opinion of the station or its participants or its producers or its none. The station doesn't have anything to do with this, or it's just me and my opinion alone. If something's gonna happen, no matter how prepared you are for it, it's gonna happen. Now, if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. Now, I'm not saying to make it, if you can mitigate the risks, but don't do something you can't do. Now, with my muscles, when they get stiff, I'm just hypothetically giving you something because I don't have the exact number, but I think I gained 30 pounds when I get stiff. I get heavier and heavier. And like I said, I've only got one person in the house at a time during a shift. So, it is very, very likely that they're not going to be able to get me out of the house. But it is what it is, and so I would say anything you can do to lessen your make it easier, make it more noticeable. Give the fire department as much notice and the tools they need to understand what your situation is, the better. And in my case and many other cases, I've been told throughout my life and throughout my career, throughout my whole life, is that calling the fire department is only for extreme emergencies. Yes, I don't want to call them over to fill my cup up with juice, but I do call them over if I get stuck or something happens with the chair that I need them to adjust when I'm alone, because there's nobody else there to do it. And if I don't have access, or if I don't have immediate access to people, or, the proper amount of time for people to take care of the situation, I've got to do what I've got to do. And there's no shame or there shouldn't be any shame or disgust about people doing what they need to do at the time. We are all adults. We make decisions, and some of them may be stupid decisions to some people. But that's part of being an adult. You learn from situations. Even I learn from situations. If I'm not able to learn from a situation, why am I here? Now, when we come back, we will continue the conversation. We will be right back, folks.
When all I see is the battle, you see my victory. When all I see is a mountain, you see a mountain move. And as I walk through the shadow, your love surrounds me. Yeah. There's nothing to fear now, for I am safe with you. So when I fight, I'll fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you, Jesus, there's nothing impossible for you. When all I see are the ashes, you see the beauty. Thank you, God. Oh, when all I see is a cross, God, you see the empty tomb. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And every fear I lay at your feet, I'll sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. An almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Oh, nothing can stand against the power of our God. Almighty fortress, you go before us. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. You shine in the shadows, you win every battle. Nothing can stand against the power of our God. So when I fight on my knees with my hands lifted high. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. And every fear I lay at your feet, I sing through the night. Oh God, the battle belongs to you. Oh God, the battle belongs to you.
Good afternoon, folks. This is Brian Fitzpatrick again with an episode of Wheeling the Pathway of Life. And I'm talking about a cross between safety issues, transportation, and among a couple other things. Transportation is another one. Okay? Yes, I get the fact that people need public transportation. I feel like there's got to be more public transportation because of the fact that there is no public transportation after 5 o'clock for the disabled. There is, so you're trying to tell me I gotta do everything before 5 o'clock. I can go out to lunch, but I can't go out to dinner if I want to. Because I gotta use another source for transportation because there is no transportation. Past 5 o'clock. If I wanted to go out to do not that I do this, but this is an example. If I wanted to go out and do a New Year's party, okay, there's no way I could get home, okay? Now, rather than sit there and say to me, well, it is what it is. People in the advocacy field need to look at, I think, all aspects of life need to be looked at when you are talking about advocacy. You may not need it for you, but we need to work together and get everything we can done for whoever needs it. And one of the things that I've always said, yes, you need documentation to make sure everybody's getting services that they need. All right, but you don't need letters from the doctors if you got pictures of somebody who is clearly alive and clearly in a chair, specifying services they need. So there's got to be an easier way to do things. Everything is going digital with everything else. Why not the paperwork? And why not make that digital too? People forget we have telephones. If people have questions, they can call people. Or they can email people. Why make things so difficult to get services that we know we need? You know, one of the examples that I like to use is, that I would like to use is, like Matthew Tucker said, when people are giving, when people are putting requests in for services, and people are putting in requests for equipment, we are not stupid. The people that are asking for the equipment are not stupid. Okay? We and the families know what they can handle and what they can't. We wouldn't be asking for it if we didn't need it or know what we need. If we don't know what we need, we'll ask for help. But don't insult our intelligence and say, oh, based on what you need, based on the size, we don't think you can handle it. Okay? That is kind of thing. We're not going to spend the money until we're satisfied that you do need it. Well, I love those people that say that from the insurance companies and the medical facilities, because I'll tell you a little story in a minute. To come out and not only see the equipment being used, but be with us for a day. be with the families for a day. And then they can tell us, okay, we don't need this or we don't need that, because they see what we do and see what we need, and see how much independence we need, see how much equipment we need to do what we do. And the other thing is, the thing that I was gonna say is, well, people can say, you're as independent as you can be, and that's it. Well, I'm as independent. Let me tell you something. People may not agree with me, and that's okay. Me and the way I believe, I'm as independent as God will allow me to be. Okay? I am not down to how much equipment I have, whatever, how expensive a piece of equipment is. Okay? I am down to, I am as independent as God wants me to be, and I am where I need to be, when I need to be. Thanks to God and thanks to the people that are there to facilitate what I need. Now, let me tell you a little secret that nobody else is going to tell you. You know why the medical equipment is so expensive? It is not because the insurance companies don't want to pay for it. It is the providers, and again, what I'm about to say is the opinion of me and me alone, and not the opinion of the station, nothing to do with WTPR or its affiliates or any of the donors. But in my opinion, and this is proven from talking to some of my providers and my parents actually, but what I'm about to tell you is the fact that the providers refuse to fix stuff if they don't make the money they need, if they don't make the money they want. So, if a 15-cent part is all you need for a screw on a chair, if the screw only costs 15 cents, but nothing costs 15 cents anymore, but just for an example, if a screw costs 15 cents, they have to go out and spend $500 for new hand control, because they can't just order one screw to fix a screw, and they've got to pay $1,500 to put a new hand control on a chair, when all you needed was a screw to put the hand control back on the chair. There's your medical expense for the wheelchair. I've done this before, but if I control them, can pull out a little bit on the cameras. The chair that I'm sitting in, all right, thank you, Kelsey. The chair I'm sitting in costs $25,000. Okay, believe me, the insurance companies don't want to pay $25,000 for a chair. But in order to get providers to fix the chair, they've got to pay what they want the providers to fix the chair. Now, is that the proper way to do it? No. None of these chairs need to be replaced when they say they do, because they can't get it's only because they don't make as much money getting parts for chairs as they would if they got new chairs. Okay, Kelsey, you can go back in now. So, when people say that's how it is and that's what we gotta do, it's because the people that are providing services to us are requesting for too much money. Now, I get the fact that you gotta pay people. But with our income the way it is, if the insurance company doesn't pay for it, we can't deal with it. And if you make too many things too astronomical for us to get, and the insurance companies don't want to pay for it, we lose out and not have what we need, because you're saying things like you're saying things stupidly, and you're saying the things we are requesting, and the doctors already signed off on the fact that we can get it. The providers are saying, prove to us we can get it. All the proof you need is a signature from a doctor, in my opinion, saying medically we need the services, or medically we need the equipment. Again, I feel this way, we should not have to prove to the providers that we can handle the equipment. We've already proven to the doctors we need the equipment. Just make what we ask, and if we need any adjustments, we will deal with you then. Don't tell us what we need. We know if some of these things were said to you, and you have a family member that's going through the same thing, you would feel exactly like I was saying, exactly like I'm feeling right now. You guys are out there, as far as providers. There are some very good providers, but there are providers out there that only do the bare minimum because it's money-wise. Yes, you deserve to get paid, but you're doing it, you're working in this field, you're working in the medical field, medical doctors, stuff like that. And political people who are making the decisions to provide these services and set the rules. Remember, you're doing a job to serve people. think about what the people need, think about the best way to do it. Yes, think about the economy. But if you make things so expensive, and I understand interest rates and stuff like that, all the political stuff that I can, but if you raise the prices too much, and this is what I'm saying, if you raise the prices too much, people aren't going to be able to get the services they need, so therefore you're not going to have the income because they're not making equipment we need. And people won't be working as much as they are because there won't be any jobs, because people aren't going to be able to handle or afford what you're doing because you can't, they can't afford the services, so there won't be any need for services because nobody will be buying anything. Now, a bit of a wake-up call that I want to make to everybody. As much as we want to stay young, as much as we try to be healthy and everything, every one of us is handicapped in some way. Okay? Over time, it's gonna get worse instead of better. Over time, every single one of us is gonna be handicapped in some way. Now, just for thought, just because you have glasses, that's a device to deal with a handicap right there, because you can't see as well as you saw before. Alright, that is an assistive device so you can see. Therefore, that is helping you with a disability. Right? Disability is, everybody thinks that disabilities are only for the big stuff. Alright? And before I close the show today, and I wanted to say some other stuff, so I'm gonna wrap up the subject real quick, is the fact that everybody needs other people. We are never independent for ourselves, in the sense of we will never be able to do everything on our own. If we were able to do everything on our own, we wouldn't need as many people as we do to do things for us. Okay, we wouldn't need to ask people. God designed this earth we need people to help us. We need to build relationships with people to make our lives better. We can't make our lives better on our own. Okay? Even though we try to, we can make better decisions. But physically, we cannot make life better by just moving a piece of furniture and saying, that's better. That may be better physically, but it may not be better mentally. Okay? You got to decide. Okay, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make this better for me and better for my fellow people. You do not have all power. You can't do things on your own. Okay? And in my opinion, the best one to have to do that, and one of the best people you need other people physically. Okay? But, in my opinion, God is the best one you need. Because with Him, He can provide you all the people you need to be in your life. You may not even know the people, but He knows what you need. And believe me, without God in my life every day, me personally, this is my personal story, buddy, without God, I would probably be in the nursing home or not here anymore because I can't. The way things are with me, I'd never be able to handle it if I was on my own. Without a higher power to make sure I'm okay. And yes, I do have people to make sure I'm okay and everything's fine, but I'm just saying, how, if we were left to our own devices, we'd be in trouble. Remember, folks, I can't even get out of bed without somebody. I can't even go to the bathroom without somebody. I can't even eat. I can't get a drink without special equipment. So, you gotta get through your head certain people, not everybody. Certain people have certain situations that they know this. But all the people that say, this is fun, these situations will never happen to me, you never know. Yes, it's fun to drive a chair, but what if the chair is too big for the area that I'm trying to go? What if the building is an old building and I want to go there, but it doesn't fit under the ADA? That's what I'm talking about. A lot of the choices we have are great, but we've got a long way to go to make this world better. And I need you behind me And anybody with a disability that needs to get a hold of me to make me be the advocate for them, or have me be the advocate for them, please get a hold of me at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. That's wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. And folks, let me tell you something. I will go as far as you want me to go. If you tell me to point you in a direction and leave you alone, you handle it, that's what I'll do. But if somebody gets hold of me and says, I need you to fight for me specifically on your show without giving private information that you don't want me to share on the show or whatever. Or if you want me to not share it on the show, but call people for you and say, hey, I just got an email from this person from my show because they need help, I'll be willing to just pass it to that person. Because if you don't know the person, it is very difficult to contact the person when you need help if you don't know the person or you're uncomfortable with the person. I've done that kind of stuff for years, so I can assist in getting it done. I can't do everything for you. I can't give you specific situations, but I can stand beside you and fight with you. This is a disabled community and other community I always show. So if you have something you want to say is open to the handicapped, or a way to make the city more open to the handicapped, or open to the society as a whole in the city of Pittsfield and beyond in some cases. I can't do much about other areas in the city except in the state of the country, unless you guys let me know what you need, you know. But if you know of something you need, just let me know. And if you know of something that people need to know that is available for the public in general, handicapped included or physically able-bodied people included, let me know so I can get it out there so you have more participation from people as a whole. And the more people we can tell about these things, the better off we are. And I think that the show is meant to be, and I just signed up for another year as of last week. This show is meant to be for now. And I can't do it for discussions about disabled or anything in the city we want to discuss, because disabled or not, we are human beings, And we have rights to an opinion, just like anybody else, and our opinions matter. Everybody's opinion matters. Whether you're in a chair or not. So, please get a hold of me anytime you need anything or want anything. Give me an email at wheelingthepathwaytolife@gmail.com. wheelingthepathway@gmail.com. What I'd like to say also is, to the people that are interested in what's going on in the city and the complaints that people have about what they're doing with the city. And this is for anybody in general. Okay? You can have a complaint, you can be frustrated, and stuff like that. You can think you're frustrated. But please, try to come up with a solution that you think might work so that they can look at that solution and try to figure out the best way to handle it. Because if you complain about it and not do something, not try to make it better, your complaint is just words coming out people's mouths. And we can't have, you have the right to do that, but you're just wasting your time if you don't have a idea or you may not have a solution, but the other people you talk to, or get together with other people and figure it out by yourself, with other people. If you have a good suggestion that you don't know if it'll work, ask people. Get other people's advice, but don't just say this is wrong and don't try to offer a solution to the problem or talk to people that you think might be able to help. Because a lot of the frustration I see in shows that, like the city council, people come up with problems, but they don't come up with a solution for the problems. So I'm asking that people come up with a solution for the problems before they try to come up with the problem, yes, but also come up with a couple possibilities. They may not work, but at least we're all putting our heads together and trying to figure out things. With that, folks, I'm gonna say again, I apologize for the confusion with the schedule today with Ricardo not being here. I will work on a future time for him to come on, but I will not promise anything until I get it confirmed. He may be here next week. Don't count on it, but I will work on it as much as I can, when I can. Thank you for another year. Thank you for another episode of allowing me to come in your house with Wheeling the Pathway to Life. Thank you for another wonderful year, and may it be a great year going forward. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Said you can bury the workman, but the work will go on. You can silence the voices, but you can't stop the song. 'Cause when the spirits move and his will be done, you can bury the workman, but the work will go on.